We've all been there. The first session, players have to introduce themselves, only they are too shy. Enter the consequences. The DM throws a pack of wolves at them, and we have the classic TPK. No, it's only me then. Regardless, situations like these can easily be avoided if the party works together. Today we are talking about group dynamic, both in, around, and on the table. So strap on and let's dive in. I would like to say that I grew up with games like World of Warcraft, but I just about hit 20 when Vanilla WoW came out. Do the math, I'm old. MMORPGs had this trend to give characters different roles in the party. You could either go tank, damage, or healer. Similarly, I found that in tabletop RPG games, player characters naturally fill similar roles around the table, mechanically, narratively, and socially. As I mentioned earlier, there are different mechanical roles that the character can fill in a party. The tanks are the brutes, willing to stand on the front line and become the enemy's target, while the rest of the party build their tactics around that. The healers stand in the back and make sure that no one's health drops below zero. They're usually played by the tank's girlfriend.
Man, sir, you can't say that.
Why not? It's mostly true.
Yeah, but you can't say it.
If anyone has a problem with it, let them leave a comment. Moving on. Then we have the damage dealers, the guys who foam out the mouth every time they roll sneak attack or fireball damage. Now, while this dynamic works great in MMORPGs, I find it a little different in most TTP-RPGs. Healers are replaced with support, and while most support classes have healing spells, they can do a lot more than just be the tank's pocket healer. The controller is the battleground manipulator that sets up the fighting arena, creates advantages for the other characters, and controls the battle by keeping enemies busy, out of action, or out of reach. The scout is the one who sneaks ahead and gathers information to help the party prepare for their next encounter. Then there is the face. This is the party member who takes charge of social situations, whether through charisma, deception, intimidation, persuasion, or sheer force of habit. I am sure that there are several I failed to mention. If I did, feel free to remind me in the comments. Overall, it gives the players a great diversity of ways to play the game and solve situations. Not every situation needs to be solved with a fireball, great axe, or a sneak attack. The other great thing is that some of these roles overlap with different classes. The rogue can be a damage dealer, scout, and skill monkey. The barbarian can be a tank, and a good druid can be a battleground manipulator, as well as fill the role of tank, healer, and you know what? Basically everything. They're the OP class in the game, but I'm getting off course. But there is another dynamic I would like to talk about today, and that is the narrative dynamic. A good party isn't just about who can take the most hits or deal the most damage. What happens when the fighting stops? When the gold is counted and the tavern doors swing open? That's where the narrative roles kick in. Now, for those of you fortunate enough to have more than one friend, you can grasp the concept of a social dynamic within a social group. Similarly, each member of the party needs to fill a different role for a good party cohesion. The leader is the position everyone thinks they want, but nobody envies. This is the member of the group who has to make the hard choices. The diplomat is the one who has to apologize to the town after the wizard uses a fireball to resolve a bar fight. Diplomats are usually the ones who smooth things over after the party causes some trouble or reduces the town to rubble. The Chaos Goblin is the one who keeps things interesting. They are the ones who make the stupidest choices because they know it will move the plot forward. It is easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Then there is the heart. This character is the one who keeps the group together. They remind the group why they joined up in the first place, and they encourage the party to go on when hope seems to have faded. The list goes on, and we'll be here all day if I try to get them all. Thus, note that there are many more than just these mentioned roles. The important thing to realize is that a good narrative dynamic allows the game to move forward, but it also encourages your players to have fun. If everyone in the party is a mysterious dark loner, imagine how that first tavern meet would go. Each one would sit in their respective corners, drinking their cocoa and brooding about their tragic backstory. Of course, while our characters have their own roles in the story, the real challenge is dealing with the actual people playing them. Because no matter how well the party works in game, things can get messy if the players aren't on the same page. That brings us to our final point. A party is made up of characters, but also actual people. Those who join the table agree to the social contract of interacting, supporting, and listening to their fellow players. And just like in the narrative dynamic, each player also fills a social role. There is the snack bringer, the person who brings the most snacks. In an online game, that's usually the DM's significant other, or mom. The Joker brings comic relief when the tension around the table increases. The caretaker makes sure that everyone is comfortable. The cheerleader tells the DM that they are great and wonderful when the self-doubt demon comes knocking. I've had games with close friends fall apart, and games with total strangers who became close friends. The secret to a good group? A willingness to be part of the group, to engage in the social dynamic, to support each other, and to be thankful. To your DM.
Man, sir.
What? Wow, that was a great video. I am sure that we all learned a valuable lesson today. For those of you who made it this far into the video, thanks for your support. If you want to engage in a conversation, I encourage you to leave a comment down below. I really enjoy reading your comments and hearing your perspectives. Do the like, subscribe, and bell icon thingy, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy adventuring!